Welcome back to your project check-in. In this video, we will be recapping checkpoint number 2 by going through the objective and requirements 6 through 10 with example code. We will go over each requirement one at a time, referencing it in our code and example website. Our main goal for checkpoint number 2 is to start organizing your website with divs and comments, while adding in media such as images, links, and videos to supplement the text content and make your website better. Requirement number 6 tells us to add divs to each section in our project code. Let's look at our index.html file where our code is. And you can see that we first add divs to our title section. We also write an ID or class next to the div that describes the topic of each section. Now let's quickly look at all of the other sections to see that we have added divs. Moving on to our About Me section, we can see that we have a div and an ID called About Me. Then going on to our Activities section, we can see that we also have another div, and the class is called Activities. The next section is called Favorite Foods section, and here we have a div with a class that is called Foods. The following section also has a div with an ID called Technologies, because this section is about technologies. In our last section, called Poem section, see that we have a div and an ID that is called Poem. Going back to our checkpoint 2 directions, let's look at number 7. Requirement number 7 has us focusing on adding comments to each section. Going to our index.html file again, let's scroll back up to the top of our code and see that each section has comments. So for our title section, title appears on a website. The next section, About Me section with avatar photo. For our third section, we have Activities section with an unordered list and pictures of each activity, one video. We have another comment in our Activity section, which are not new sections, but they are for notes so we can reference them later on. For our next section, we can see that we have a comment for our favorite foods. And in our favorite foods section, we can see that we have another comment that is a note for us to later add more photos. For technology section, we have a comment for our next section that says technology section with links and spaced out sentences. Going on, our last section has a comment that reads Poem section using line breaks for each line and one image. Let's switch back to our checkpoint 2 directions and let's read number 8. Requirement number 8 says to add images to each section. Going to our index.html code file, we can see that we have images in each of our sections, starting with our title section that has an image for Larry the Lion. Then in our next section, we will have an image for our mascot Larry, which can be seen right here. In the next section, for our activities section, we use an image for each item in our unordered list. On our website, these images vertically stack upon one another because they are listed in each bullet point. For each item, we have one matching image. Progressing forward, in our favorite food section, we have only a couple of images, which can be seen on our website right here. In this section, those two images are watermelons and blueberries. Looking at our technology section, we have two images that are a coding at home picture and a separate picture of a phone. In our last section, we can see for our poem that we have just a single image of a beautiful lion roaring. For our second to last requirement, requirement number 9 tells us to add at least one link in a section. We have 2 links in our technology section. One link being a text link and the other link being an image link that both open up in a new tab. So if I click on our text link first, we're taken to the website development webpage. Similarly, if I click our coding at home picture, which is also a link, this will also take me to our website development webpage. Both of these links are hyperlinks that take us to the same destination. Looking at the shape of the cursor, we can visually see the difference between a hyperlink image and a regular image because the cursor will change from an arrow to a hand only for the link. It changes to the hand specifically when we hover over the hyperlinked text or image. Finally, taking a look at checkpoint 2 one last time. We have one more requirement, which is requirement number 10, that says to add at least one video to our website. In our activities section, we have at least one video, which is placed under the text of our last list item. On the website, this looks like a video from YouTube that you can easily click on. Now we are able to confirm that we have completed all 5 requirements for checkpoint number 2 based off our example code and website project. In the next lessons, you'll be learning more CSS styling to complete checkpoint number 3. Thanks for watching.